Hello everybody, my name is Jason and I'm a writer with Artscar, and today I'm having fun in the snow. It's so cold, but it's a really nice kind of cold. It's crisp and bites the tip of my nose. I can feel it with my ears, but I'm lucky I've got this nice warm hat to keep warm. Maybe you've played in the snow sometime, or if not, I've got some activities you can do inside to bring the snow inside. So a little bit later on, I'm going to make some snow indoors and we'll have some snowy fun inside as well. So even if it's not snowing with you, you can still play in the snow. 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 I've got some soft snow in my hand and I'm going to crush it tight. And now it's turned to ice. When snow is soft, it is so light and falls gently from the sky. But if I crush it, it turns to ice, and if I let it drop, it drops fast and hard like a stone. I wouldn't want to throw that at anybody, it'd be quite sore, but it might be nice in a drink.
There's snow everywhere today. I think the white snow on top of this patch of ivy looks a little bit like a mountainside. I can imagine skiers skiing down, or toboggans or sleighs. It's a beautiful wintry landscape.
What things do you like to do in the winter? Do you like to go walking in the snow, hearing the crunch under your boots? Maybe you like to play snowball fights, or maybe you like to go on a sled or a sleigh. Walking in the snow is like walking in another world. Maybe like walking on the moon. I wonder what it's like to walk on the moon.
Today I've built a snow person. Now, I can't decide whether this is a snow woman or a snowman, a snow boy or girl, a snow creature, maybe a snow animal. What do you think? At one point, I thought this looked like maybe a penguin. And then I stuck two sticks right in the head to make it like antennae. And I thought, maybe this is a snow alien. Maybe this is a snow creature or a snow person from the moon. And I think I quite like that idea. Now this snow person has got a lovely carrot nose, a bit of pepper for a nice red mouth, and two brown shiny conker eyes, and two sticks stuck in his head. Wonder what this snow person's thinking. Wonder, do snow people dream? Do snow people sleep? Or do they stay awake all the time? I wonder what would happen if a snow person went on an adventure. Or what would happen if everything melted except the snow person? What would they do? Would they like the green world with the grass and the trees and the leaves all again? Would they like summer? I don't know. What do you think? I wonder, is this snow person cold? Do you know, I think this snow person is from the moon. It's a very moon type of landscape when it snows, isn't it? And you see the footsteps in the snow on the ground. There are footsteps everywhere on this path. Look at these scripts. I wonder what made them. It looks a bit like a painter has come and made a beautiful painting on the ground here. Everything is frozen. Can you see the tire treads on the road? I wonder where this car went.
We get so used to the world, don't we? Just the world that we know. Everywhere we run around and play. And then when something happens, like the snow today, it changes everything and we see the world in a whole different way. Have you ever woken up in the morning and looked outside and the world has turned white? Well, can you imagine what it would be like if you lived in a white snowy world and then you woke up one day and everything was green and bright and all the colours of summer?
Right in the middle of all this snow, there's a little spot that still feels like summer. It's so bright and green and lovely under the tree canopy. Even here, it's been dusted by snow.
Can you see the snow on the branches of the trees?
It's worth getting right up close to things sometimes. You can almost see the individual flakes. These leaves are covered in snow. I wonder what it would look like if I gave them a shake.
What kind of words can you think of to describe the snow? Anybody got ideas? So like white, yeah, or fluffy, or soft, or cold, icy.
This snow looks so soft and fluffy, but really it's hard and made of wood. My roof looks like it's covered in icing sugar. This could be cotton wool, or marshmallow, or shaving foam, or whipped cream.
Oh, it's like ice cream. I love it when it melts as well in your hands. If I can grab some snow just here, and I've got it in my hand, and it's going to slowly melt, and it feels really wet and smooth. And when it's not melting, it's kind of crunchy. I picked some up. Can you hear the snow crunch?
Underneath this snow is ice. Well, you wouldn't know. Snowy footsteps on snowy steps. I've just noticed our bird box is empty. The birds have eaten all the food. It must be really hard finding food when all the things you normally eat are frozen or covered in snow. I've got some more. There we are. They'll probably be along soon. When I was out here yesterday, it was ice cold but clear. And today, everything has changed. These flowers have snow on them, and so do these ferns. The snow has started to melt here, and if you look closely, maybe you can see drips and drops of melting snow. If we get really close, you can just about see the snow crystals forming. Each and every snowflake is entirely unique. I'm sheltering under a tree from the rain, which is falling and washing the snow away. The ice and snow is slowly melting, and the rain is getting heavier and heavier. The drops are getting bigger and splashier, and some of the drops are actually still a little bit snowy, so it's like, we call that sleet. So many different words for snow, aren't there? The rain is making patterns in the snow. To me, this patch looks a bit like a penguin. You can see green patches forming. They're making interesting shapes. I think this one looks a little bit like a dragon's head. And this could be a green moon or another planet. Could this be the footprint of our snow alien visiting from the moon? This melting patch looks almost like a unicorn. I give it a bit of help. There we go. What could this one be? What interesting shapes can you see in the melting snow?
Oh, that was so much fun. Now I'm ready for some inside snow fun. Are you coming with me? Come on.
There's my little alien snow person outside. Indoors looking out can be just as much fun as being outside looking in. It's warmer in here. And I've just seen a bird flying over to my bird table. Fantastic. I hope he has a tasty feed. Okay, everyone. So I've come inside and now I'm going to be making some snow with different things you can just find around the house. So first of all, I've just got some flour. This is the easiest one. You just put flour in a bowl and you can just play with it. It's really soft and you can sort of see it falling a little bit like the snow fell. And you use that for lots and lots of different things. Right, the next thing is to use a little bit more flour. So I've got a bowl and I fill it with some flour. You can make more than I am. I'm just doing what I can. So I've got that, and you need some warm water. It's all very, very simple. So warm water, and you pour it in. And then get a spoon and mix it together. And basically what you're doing is you're making some dough. You can actually bake this afterwards as well. So if you make shapes with it, you can then bake them. So it's just flour and then water. Now that's a little bit sloppy still, so I'm going to add some more flour. And you just keep doing this, trial and error. There's no need to weigh anything. You just keep doing it until you get it the sort of consistency. That's like the thickness that you want it to be able to play with it. And if you can see in this bowl, we now have some nice gloopy dough. Right, it's still a little bit sticky. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop it in there, and I'm going to add a little tiny bit of oil. Just a dribble. It's about a tablespoon, but you don't, just a dribble. And then if you mix the oil in, it makes it a little bit more elastic. And actually, if you want to eat it later on, which you can, you bake this in the oven around about just under 200 degrees. It'll take about 10-15 minutes in a preheat oven. You can use this then to make a lovely bread, and it's dead simple. If you add a little bit of yeast, I'm not adding yeast, or you could use self-raising flour, which has a raising agent in it already, or you could use a bit of bicarbonate of soda. We're going to come to that a little bit later. All right, so I now have what I think makes pretty effective snow, and you can use that to model anything you wish. Okay, so I'm going to take it out of the bowl. I've got my snowy scene here. You'll obviously do it much better than this. And then you just take a blob of dough and you can make a snowball. You can make any shape you want, actually. You can make cover it in flour to make it nice and dusty. And you can make a little snow person, a little snow alien like I made outside earlier on. Yours will be fab. Mine's just quick, but you get the idea. And you can put little things in for noses. I've got a little bowl of raisins, and you can use raisins and things to make eyes and noses. Or you could try this other idea I have. Okay, so I'm going to clear this away, and as if by magic, the next thing will appear. Right, so I've cleared all the mess up, and I've replaced it with some dairy whipped cream, which is my next indoor snow fun. So this is a spray can, but you can just whip your own cream, and I just make lots of it. It's a really cool messy thing, and the best thing about this one is you can eat it as well, and it is really cool to play with. It's so squidgy and nice, and you can wrap it around your fingers, you can stuff it in your mouth, you can have lots of snowy fun. It makes a nice splattery sound, just like wet slushy snow. And the best thing is, it tastes really yummy. Right, I'm going to clear this up, and I'm going to bring my next indoor snow experience. It's one of my favorite things to do indoors when I'm trying to have a snowy day, and that is a marshmallow snow person. Now, you need a couple of things to make this work. I have got a chopstick. You don't have a chopstick, anything pointy at all will do. But the reason you need that, I've made one already. The reason you need that is because you need to poke little holes. It's actually very easy. It's important to use something that's not too sharp. It's really easy. So I poked 3 holes there, and then I need some raisins. So, oh, that's a big one. Right, so there's one for the eye, and you have to poke that right inside, and then it goes in and right inside. And then I'm going to use, I've actually got a cranberry there. It doesn't matter what you use. You can use sweets as well. I've done this with sweets in the past. Just that's what I had. And there you go. You've got a little smiley face. And you can do the same with the body. And I've used big ones because they're easier to see on camera. But usually I'll do that with the little ones. And they're perfectly fine. And you can even have pink ones. It doesn't really matter. You have pink snow. That'd be absolutely fine. We have my all-time favorite indoor snow. And this is really messy, and it is definitely not to eat. It wouldn't poison you or anything, but it just tastes disgusting, but it works really well. You need some shaving foam. It's better if you get the stuff that's not a gel, but the gel works as well. It just takes a bit longer. And I'm going to shake this shaving foam up. There we go. And then squirt a load out. Whoa. So you can see, already it's pretty snowy. It's nice and splattery. So this shaving foam on its own is brilliant fun to play with. You can mold it and shape it, You can add a little bit of starch to it and it makes it slightly thicker. And in fact, you can buy those sometimes. Maybe you played with foam in the bath or something at some point. That's basically shaving foam with a bit of starch or whatever in it. But you can actually just play things with that. It makes a brilliant game if you don't mind getting too messy. Outside maybe, or in the bath, you can throw it at each other. But I think I would definitely ask growing up before you do that. But I quite have a lot of fun. Now, this shaving foam on its own is pretty moldable. It's really smooth, look at that. And soft, it feels lovely. But what I'm going to do with it is something a little bit special. Now, I'm going to wash my hands and then magically come back in a split second. I've washed my hands, I'm coming back and I'm going to add some bicarbonate of soda. And this stuff's great. Oh, we see, we sprinkle all this on. Do you know what? I was going to do it with a spoon, but I think I'm going to mix it just with my hands. And what the bicarb of soda does is it reacts with the shaving foam quite a lot, and it makes it kind of powdery. It doesn't fizz like it does. Maybe you put bicarbonate of soda in something acidy, like in lemon juice or maybe cola or something, and you've made like a volcano. And I don't know if you can see if it's coming up in the camera, but it's making it nice and powdery. I'll get some in my hand and see if you can see. I'll just do a little bit. You see, it's turning it into a powder. And then I add more bicarb of soda. It's absolutely fine to do it in your hand. It's not like it's not an extreme reaction or anything. And you add it, and you actually need slightly more bicarb than you need shaving foam. And what you end up with is moldable snow powder. And then you leave that for a little while and it dries out, and then you can play with it just like snow. It's good for decorating as well. It's a really good, fun way of bringing snow into the house. Let this dry, and you can see it's now going much more powdery. And the next bit to this is you add a little bit of flour. Remember, you can't eat this one. So although we're adding some edible ingredients, you can't eat it. So you add the flour to the mixture, and then what you end up with, hopefully this will work, a little bit more of the foam. And it's a little bit like magic sand, so you can mold it into things and play about in the snow in your house. Right, finally, if you're after something less messy and just as much fun, I have got 3 different ways of making indoor snowballs. The first one is very easy. It's just cotton wool, and you just squish it together and form a ball, and you've got a fantastic snowball. The second method requires a bit, if you're a very good knitter, this is a pom-pom. So you can make a pom-pom, that's easy, or just a ball of wool does as well. I've used that in the past. We've got a pom-pom snowball. Whee! And finally, the easiest one of all is this. And this is made out of any tissue at all. It's really important to use tissue rather than hard paper, because hard paper hurts, but tissue is soft. So this is actually kitchen roll I've used because it's nice and big. So it's just a ball and you throw it. So here we go. There's a big, I've got 3 sheets of kitchen roll, and I'm scratching it all together, rolling it up, and then I have got a very serviceable snowball for an indoor snowball fight. So here I have my indoor snowballs for a snowball fight. Icy windows, inside looking out at snowy rooftops, and a grey winter sky. Why not find a window and just sit and look out and talk about, or write about, or draw about whatever you see?
Well, it's time for me to go now. I hope you had fun playing around with snow words today. Whether that's inside or outside, I hope you can all have some fun with snow. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.